The Means to an End by its_Kingston on AO3. Episode 2, Chapter 1. She picked up the candle, leaning out the window, and glared down into the web of flourish vines. A few flower buds from last summer were starting to stretch and open. Their small petals were white and reflecting back the orange candlelit light. Another slight movement caught Uraraka's eyes. Her gaze fell on a mask, navy blue and frightening. She jolted back, and the candle slipped from her hand and collided with the floor. Uraraka, however distressed, had enough common sense in the moment to retrieve the candle before it began to burn down her tower. In any other situation, she might have enjoyed the idea. There was the sound of clothes running, boots scuffing, yet not a single sound of exertion. Even Bakugou would groan as he climbed the atrocious tower's side, aided only by vines and chipped bricks. Whoever this was didn't seem bothered. The thing, yes, no God-fearing human moves so effortlessly within the shadows like that, entered in through the window. Uraraka armed herself with a glass jar, slightly praying it was heavy enough to inflict damage. You let the prince try, but I cannot? Uraraka frowned her brow. The dialect of this person, apparently, was none Uraraka was familiar with. Pray tell, why would a brave knight or prince climb my tower so late in the evening? Uraraka didn't lose her hold on the jar. In fact, the lack of answer she got caused it to tighten. Excuse me? She tried again, taking a step closer. She extended the candle until she could see the fire reflected back into the stranger's eyes. Yellow, strangely enough, was the color Uraraka was faced with. Because it's so much easier to move without the light following behind me? The stranger said. I'm not the brave knight or prince you talk of, though. Uraraka blinked. She fought the urge to raise the jar threateningly. What? She whispered. The stranger cocked her head to the side, seeming just as confused. What? That was the last straw that broke the metaphorical camel's back. If the stranger wouldn't provide the information Uraraka needed after breaking into her own home, Uraraka would have to take matters into her own hands. Bakugou often said, the property-raised princess never tried such things, never complained or fought or spoke back. He followed it up with a heavy pat to Uraraka's shoulders, telling her she was good company to keep. Uraraka tightened her grip on the jar, lifting it above her head as a child would to throw a ball, and took a breath. Easy there, the stranger said. The hand that moved up to rest their sheath was anything but subtle. Uraraka froze. I'm not picking a fight, princess. I'd just like to know why a pretty lady like you has been locked up in a tower, unrescued. Why? Uraraka asked. She was well guarded, if not in body, then in mind. You're in this tower day and night. I know what it's like to be locked up. Solitude isn't kind. So, princess? Who are you, if not a prince or knight? Though I doubt any respectable servant of the king would darken my doorstep at such an hour. With the hand not glued to the hilt of their dagger, the stranger reached up. A tug crossed the horrifically patterned flask to fall down to the stranger's neck. Uraraka held her tongue. The woman appeared hardly older than her at best. Toge Himiko, she said. She dipped her head in some kind of mock bow. She must have found herself amusing, because when she looked back up at Uraraka, she was grinning. Well, I possess no royal blood ties. My loyalty lies with my brother and sister of the Legion. Uraraka gasped. Legion? She took a cautious step back. The woman made no move. Legion of Victors, yes. The rogue assassin group? Uraraka said. Yes, she was a princess of the Mai kingdom, but with the state in how it is, was she really worth murdering? We're victors. We escaped the crown and our enemies. I see no need to slaughter our good reputation. There's no good reputation to speak of. Everyone knows of you traitorous, delated ways. Uraraka spat. You have no right to be here in my tower, so long as it falls within the border of any standing kingdom, lest you wish to turn yourself over to the hands of the law. She gave a relaxed smile, as if there was no reason to fear. I don't find myself interested in your offer, though tell me, who alerted the knights of Mahal Princess? Uraraka went to speak, bit her tongue. The woman stepped closer, looking at Uraraka's arms. I see no gauntlets, though I doubt the princess of a troubled kingdom would have the experience of a felon to begin with. So what? Uraraka asked. You here to take my life over a matter of the kingdom? To send a message? Togo furrowed her brow. Take your life? I'm here for no such reason. Izuku, on the other hand. She gestured, as if it would complete her sentence. The prince couldn't make it up here, though I doubt he even knows why your father had casted you from the kingdom. Perhaps he should do his research. Like you know of such things, rogue. Toga, she corrected. A princess as beautiful as you would do good to call me Himiko, though. You're nothing more than a rogue, Uraraka said firmly. A rogue that could break you from this tower, Toga replied. Uraraka paused. She could feel her heart pounding in her ears, banging as though she wanted access to her brain. Perhaps then it could command her to accept the offer of the Legion member and finally escape this tower. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your worldview, her brain had locked the door. It wouldn't listen to the heart when it mattered of the mind. Why would you do that? Not only are you not a prince or knight, but you are a traitor, a woman at that. Even if this wasn't cause for concern, I don't know a single thing about you, other than your ties to that nefarious group of troublemakers. You know my name, and I'm not here to harm you, Toga said. That is more than one thing. I also know you seem to lack basic conversation senses. Toga smiled. Quick learner, princess. If you dodge the law with the same ferocity you dodge my questions with, it's no wonder you're a free woman, Uraraka said. The smile on Toga's face grew a bit larger as she chuckled. I suppose so. She seemed to reflect, perhaps on what question she was to answer. I wish to free you because you're locked away nearly an unescapable reason. Do you yourself even know it? Know why few are keen on freeing you? Why wouldn't I be aware, rogue? Or is it simply your way of gathering information? You're quick, Toga said. I happen to know most of the story myself, though. I haul for mail as well. I know the conditions of the kingdom, and your father's interesting reign. Uraraka let out a breath. It was a subject unbothered by Bakugou, no matter how many times Uraraka had asked him during their former years. He'd shaken his head, uncharacteristically quiet, when she asked about the conditions of the kingdom. Worse still, when she mentioned her father. He found no use of me in the kingdom, so I am here. Out of the way, Uraraka said. If a prince were to assist me from this tower, it would cause rejoice throughout the kingdom. Our winters wouldn't be as harsh with the additional food from the kingdom I wed into. Our pockets and pantries full. I'm surprised you still consider yourself a member of such a kingdom. Unwanted and wasted. They squandered your potential, princess. Toga mused. Come along with me. Live for yourself. It'll do you good to get fresh air. Would it not? To finally walk the roads and see the world? Uraraka's resolve wavered. She could help her kingdom, a kingdom that casted her away, used her as some kind of fishing bait, a kingdom that had no quorums leaving her in a tower just shy of 2 decades. Or she could leave. She could finally leave. I must wait for the prince to come along tomorrow. He will free me from this prison, and I will get both my freedom and assistance from the kingdom of UA. Uraraka said finally. Oh, will he? Toga asked. There was a glint, all-encompassing and tempting in her eyes as she spoke. I saw his lackluster show of strength when he attempted to climb this tower. I hardly believe he'll come back to further make a fool of himself tomorrow. Even if he did, Uraraka prompted. Her gaze was sharp, daring Toga to say the wrong thing. Toga only giggled. He'd meet a swift end. The Legion believes a marriage, no matter the kingdom, would make Yue too powerful. She walked over to the huge map, as if she owned the place. Trading a finger, under the outline of the kingdom, she continued. It's grown larger in recent times. The people have taken to calling their kingdom the Almighty, for he rules most the continent now. There's something to gain no matter what kingdom he marries his son to. Lies, Uraraka states. She voices it because it's too wild to be real, too hard to accept. The kingdoms were supposed to be balanced, not ruled by one. After King Yagi declared that tyranny trying to overthrow the other kingdoms was his band of rebels that would eventually start the League of Victors. If Uraraka was mistaken, he swore peace to the world. King Yagi of Yue wouldn't change so easily. Have you seen him, princess? Were you there 7 years ago when he cut down my mentor? Toga asked. There was a ledge in her voice, as if it were fueled not by anger, but lingering grief. Your mentor? That would make you one of the original rebels. If anything, that's less a reason to trust you. You're bending the truth to strengthen your own story. Tell me, princess, who brings you food? Toga asked. Water, books, and company? My brother, Uraraka answered. Curiosity was always a driven force by her. The urge to know all she could about every one of the few people she encountered, living vicariously through their stories. So she'd answered, and hoped the rogue stayed a moment longer. It did no harm, when she seemed to not wish any upon Uraraka, no matter what the lies she knew the rogue spouted. She hummed. Does he inform you of the worldly affairs, or is he tight-lipped about them? Uraraka didn't answer for a long moment. Her silence seemed to answer for her. Why would he share such a thing? She asked finally. It's the grim fate most nobles avoid their eyes of. Power changes a man, and Yagi is but a man in the end. All kingdoms are scrambling to have their daughters marry Yagi's son. I have no sister, Uraraka said, and I have yet to be contacted. King Uraraka sees no use in you, despite the benefits of marriage, Toga said. Abandon him and come along. She turned to leave, not waiting another moment for Uraraka's answer. The princess stayed rooted in her spot, eyes downcast. I can do no such thing. Oh? Toga said. I suppose I could be of no help then, princess. Have a long and prosperous life as a castle maid of a higher name. I'll think of you as I travel the continent on horseback, sampling every joy of the world. Devious rogue, Uraraka said, surprising even herself. It lacked any resemblance of venom, a quip between friends. Leave my tower. Toga gave her a smile, this one looking much more genuine than the others had. At once, princess. Okay, now I'm interested about what is happening in these worlds. Like, what is happening is what I'm, ooh, okay. Okay, chapter 2. Okay, okay. So, okay. Europe. This is where it takes place. Oh, really? I'm reading the names, or the tags. The League of Villains goes by a different name here. Yeah, the Liege of Victors. Enemies to friends to lovers. We love that type of trope. Okay, but I will say, this is really interested. I'm really interested in the world building. A lot of the times I love world building when it comes to, what's it called? Ah. 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 When it comes to, what's it called? When it comes to royalties they use, right? I like to see what time era they choose, what are the things they choose, what are the other kingdoms, how that correlates, the kingdom world buildings and stuff like that. I just love world building in general, so my favorites are royalty AUs or fantasy AUs. I love fantasy AUs. Obviously, in My Hero Academia, fantasy AUs are pretty much, they're not worth it. Not that it's not worth it, but I mean, like, when fantasy AUs, when you think of other fandoms, a lot of the times you could think of it as just a regular magic AU, where they live in a world where magic is something that happens and like superheroes and kind of situations. Or you could think of it as a full fantasy AU where it's like they live in the wilderness, there's kingdoms, there's magic, there's all that stuff, right? In My Hero Academia, the only way a fantasy AU works is going full out. You can't half-ass it, because if you half-ass it, that's just regular My Hero Academia, right? Some other fandoms can half-ass it, and it won't just be regular their fandom, right? Obviously, the ones that have magic already probably can't do that, but this one, right? You can't half-ass it and have like a Harry Potter-like fantasy AU, right? Where it's like modern times, but with magic, because My Hero Academia is literally modern times, but with magic. Actually, it's not even modern times, it's futuristic times, but with magic, you know? So I'm always interested in seeing the fantasy AU world building and how that correlates, the different creatures, the different, you know, I just love it so much. Same with, what's it called? Royalty AUs. I'm working with the royalty right now, royalty AU. Obviously, you know about this, Kingston. And I am super psyched. I'm actually having a difficulty. I said if I should make it an ABO or not. I've still been thinking about that. Should I not? Let me see. Did you reply? Because I think I specifically asked you, and I wonder, did you reply? It'd be weird if you didn't. You almost always reply. Hold up. Maybe I did like the comment. Maybe I didn't put attention to what you said. Not that I don't always put attention to what you say. I mean, like, sometimes I read it and skim through it and don't fully read it. Okay, here. Yeah, I haven't replied to it, but I don't know why it hasn't shown up in my haven't responded to section. Ugh, I hate that YouTube is doing that. Okay, going feral. I've been waiting for this too, LMAO. I see your homophobia tag on there on the cover, and I want to note that it's only mentioned in passing, hence the tag being something like homophobia, only reference / mentioned though. I'm still putting it because I am. I knew it was probably not going to be a huge thing, considering the fact that I know you, Kingston, right? You're not good with angst. Look, I love you, but angst is not your thing, right? You are good at fluff. You're good at passing angst, you know, angst that comes and then it goes away. But you're really, really good at fluff, and I love that. You're really, really good at setting up a foundation for a really, really good story, and you're really good at ending a story, right? Your stories are short, but I never feel like it was missing something, you know? There was a draft, like several thousand words kind of deal where Ochako was homophobic though. If anybody wanted that random fact, I still have said draft, but it's not the published version. I hope you have an easy time reading this, because even the silly British voice that reads it in my head stumbles over the words sometimes. I noted it in old-timey way. Yeah, I notice that when I talk in old-timey way, I feel like my voice changes slightly. I don't know what it is that changes, but something changes. I can't tell you. Maybe you guys can tell me what changes. I love this book with my entire soul. It's my little child. It's my magnus opus. I hope everyone likes it. I don't understand the magnus opus thing. Realizing how the beginning makes her sound suicidal, oh my god. She just wants to get out there, not jump to die, lol. The cover picture is so cute. Ah. Someone acknowledge my cool-ass foreshadowing for Himiko's appearance, please. A shadow darker than any other boy should have found. Yeah, I noticed that. I don't think I'd mentioned it. I love making the kingdoms. There are 3, but you'll see 2 in this chapter real quick. The Kingdom of Yue and the Kingdom of Mal. The first one is obviously in the region to Izuku, but the second mile is actually the prefecture Ochako canonically grew up in. I love these little nods towards people's quirks, like Katsuki being proficient at making the Flintstone spark. I do love that. There are more later, but I won't spoil it. How is it Uraraka's? Ending it there is so mean. I know. Yeah, that's pretty good description. Not actually that bad. DM me if you want tips / know the process. I didn't mean to all caps this. There's a comment at the very end of this fic in this chapter, a comment by me that I left for you in advance. I didn't see that. Hold up. Duplicate this tab. I'm going all the way down. I'm going, wait, go back to chapter 1. Back to chapter 1. Whoop, whoop. Okay, hold up. You left a comment for me? How dare I not see the comment you left? For me. Alright, let's see. Where is it? Where's the comment? Wait, at the very end or at the very beginning? Hold up. This chapter? Hold up. There's always a comment at the very end of this fic in the final chapter, a comment by me. Anyways, there's a comment at the very end of this fic, the final chapter, a comment from me that I left for you in advance. Do I read it now? I'm reading it now. Is it gonna spoil me? Maybe. I won't read it out loud, just in case. Go. Don't look at anything, just go straight to comments. Oh, this is the official Kingston is in Trofring comment I mentioned in N/A. Oh, it's just world building. I love world building. I'll take time to read this at the end of this fic. Oh my god. It's just world building. I love that. I'm gonna read that. I'm definitely gonna read that. You know me, Kingston. Oh my god, Kingston, you know me. Only you know me. Okay. I don't read ABO fics, to be honest. Pretty neutral them, so I don't know. Now, Soulmate AU, /pod. That I finished writing, not that I'm writing. I love Ochako, too, if you don't, okay. A nice prediction. I won't say anything about it, because, okay, that was when I predicted Ochako in canon, jump scare. And no, there's a tag that it's light inks. There's like hardly inks. It's Kingston brand inks. We love Kingston brand inks! Help me get better though. Side note, I started writing a new crack fic today and I keep writing the dialogue old and out of place and my descriptions are weird from the so I'm due to write old-timey fics from now on. I get you. Okay, you know what? Because Kingston didn't tell me if I should make this an ABO or not. You said you're pretty neutral. I'm pretty neutral on ABOs. Obviously, a lot of people think just because the fic is an ABO fic, there has to be smut or it has to be overly smutty. No. Like, for example, Heartlock. It's an ABO mainly because I want Izuku to lose a pregnancy because... Look. I want Izuku to be as close to victims as possible. And sometimes victims get stuck because of pregnancies. That and also I like ABO. Okay, I like ABO. All right. I have no shame. I like pairing up my characters. Plus, it adds an extra layer of world building that I really enjoy a lot. I'm thinking, should I make this an ABO? I'm gonna consult with my friend. Hold up, where's Kaden? There's Kaden. I have fellow question for a fellow scholar of writing. Ignore the misspells. Apparently, I can't spell. Should I make the kingdom fanfic? I have an ABO. Is it ABO? Alpha, Beta, Omega? Or should I? Should I? That's not how you spell should either. Should I not? There is no perfect purpose. Purpose? That's how you spell. That's not how you spell. I swear to God, if they ask me what ABO is, you read fan fictions. I know you do, Kaden. You cannot tell me, what's ABO? Bitch, what do you mean? A what? What do you mean? Okay, Omega verse. God damn it, do I have to spell it out for you? Obviously, no smut. I can't write that shit. I mean, I can write that shit. I can't write that shit. Look, I can write smut. But I have been told that I should not write smut by a person who has read my smut on 2 characters of my own. There were 2 detectives. 2 original characters of mine, and they told me that I should not write smut. And I'm like, okay, I won't write smut. But what if I do? And they're like, no, I read your smut. Trust me. I don't think the human world is ready for that. I'm like, what do you mean? Apparently I write smut very romantically. I don't know what that means. Can I ask why you're thinking of adding that? Kingston. Kingston gave me the idea with their fic. Their fic doesn't have a BO. No idea why they why that fic gave me that idea, to be honest. TBH, guys, TBH. I should probably end this here. I definitely should. I should not stay on this bit too long. Alright. Once I get the answer of that, I'll... Oh, hold up, they replied. No, they didn't. Oop. And what's there? Oh, Podfic. Podchat. Beta fish pond. Looking for a beta to listen to a 15-minute witch fic. Fluff, Jen, rated T. Looking for feedback on overall quality, editing, mess up, volume, pacing, etc. I forget that I could ask for beta readers over here. I don't. I should. They reply back. Well, who is it gonna be for? Question mark. Do you mean ship? Question mark. Okay, I'm gonna end this. Okay. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.